He had no idea there was a sword in his cane. Yeah, right. You know.
Right. That's why he bought the damn thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course.
He also had,
Everybody forgets.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he also had no idea how the sword got his initials on it. Maybe the previous owner had the same initials as the sword maker. Who knows?
That was confusing.
That's crazy.
You are.
There it is.
Hell yeah, boss.
Oh, hey.
Oh yeah. Good
morning and welcome to episode 919 of Hard Factor. It is Tuesday, April 12th, 2022. Thank you for cheating on the news with us today. Sadly, Pat's off the show. We got some tragic news about a friend of the show and one of Pat's longtime business colleagues, Daniel Sahad. He was the lead singer of the Austin band Nane, and we learned of his passing away as we were traveling home from Florida. And so Pat, we'll let him cover the rest of that if he wants to when he gets back tomorrow, probably. But RIP to Daniel, an amazing guy who we all got to meet. He helped with Hard Factor live streams and stuff. Just a great guy. So
yeah, super talented dude.
Super, like he walked in the room and everyone definitely was happier. He was awesome.
He's a presence.
It's really sad. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Very sad. So in Pat's place today, he's out, helping out with that. In his place today, the wheel said Wes will give us the cup of coffee in the big time, which is going to be full of sports, COVID, and Ukraine. And then I've got the TikTok international moment after that. Perhaps the most shocking TikTok international moment of all time. Extremely shocking.
Wow. That's
Jesus.
Bold.
What are you saying?
You tell me after we do the second story.
That's fine. You're putting a lot of pressure on yourself. That's fine.
I know I am, but it's
okay.
Remember, shocking. And then Mark's got more electricity to close things out. A lightning round of aviation, weapons, murder, and snacks. And bearing the lead a little bit here, as you can tell by my voice, the Florida trip was fantastic.
Yeah.
Sure was.
Time and a half had by all, really. It was.
Yeah. If you couldn't tell from the pictures on Instagram, we might put out a video clipping it down. But good golly, Miss Molly. It was a fun time. We were already like after the first day, we're like, well, we're doing this every year, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And thank you to everybody in Florida and the Hive who came out. We'd forget if we tried to mention everybody because it was crazy. It went so well, and we got to meet so many people. So many listeners got together on the beach, and at the places around Treasure Island, just having fun.
A lot of laughs, a lot of good time.
We should rank the guys from.
No,
they were all.
That'd be hypocritical.
They were all equally great. Loved them all.
No, it was fantastic. I was shocked at how many people came out. To everything. Obviously there was that awesome Lightning game. We got to sit glass for Friday night, and a bunch of other stuff around that. But it was amazing how many people came out, and we were already planning on next year. So it's just going to be
shout out Tampa, shout out St. Pete, shout out the Hive members that showed up. Shout out the
Treasure Island.
Shout out
Treasure Island. Florida's a great town. Just going to keep getting bigger and better. I think keep pushing the Florida trip. I think.
Yep.
Yeah. Right. That's right.
We'll
I've already been looking at houses.
Yeah, I'm ready to go back.
Year. Yeah, I'm ready to go back. I mean, it was a great little getaway.
It was.
That was
awesome
fantastic.
Place. Fantastic. Anything else before we dive in? We haven't talked in a while, so there's a lot to cover in the coffee.
No, I think there's tons of news, and that was a lot to update at the beginning. So
yeah,
I think we're ready to go.
All right, let's just jump in.
Yeah, cup of coffee in the big time.
All right, cup of coffee in the big time. Fun fact to start off the day, and Will, you're especially going to like this because we know that you love Napoleon. Did you know that once upon a time Napoleon was attacked by rabbits, by bunnies? Have you ever heard of this?
I mean, he's small, so it makes sense that a pack of rabbits might think they could overrun him.
They mistook him for a rabbit.
Yeah.
No. So what happened is he was at like the height of his ruling.
It's a height joke there. Height of his ruling.
He requested that a rabbit hunt be arranged for himself and his men, and his chief of staff set it up, and they had like 3,000 rabbits for this hunt, like just a shit ton of rabbits. And when they were released from their cages, I guess a lot of them were domesticated, so they were used to humans feeding them.
Okay.
So when they were released, they charged towards the men, thinking they were going to feed him, and Napoleon had to run to his horse because they were just swarming him. And I don't know if they were necessarily attacking him, but he looked like a giant pussy because he had to run from rabbits.
Well, that would have been a bad way to go.
Yeah,
he fled from a pack of rabbits.
The general gets killed by rabbits. That's embarrassing.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, fun fact: Napoleon got owned by some rabbits one time.
Yeah, he had a lot of ups and downs. That guy,
right?
Yeah.
A lot of highs and lows. Yeah,
a lot of highs and lows. Mostly lows.
Mostly was on his horse. Was the highs.
Yeah.
Yeah. That I'm done. I got a joke for you guys. A little corny little joke also, since we're kind of replacing the this day in history, and I'm actually gonna do some holidays because I got a bone to pick. But guys, they say that during sex you burn off as many calories as running 8 miles. Who the hell runs 8 miles in 30 seconds? You know what I'm saying?
Well, who says 8 miles? Yeah, what kind of marathon sex session is that?
Yeah, 8 miles is quite a workout. So you'd better be fucking for a while.
That's how much a midfielder runs in like a professional soccer game of 90 minutes. That's
8 miles is insulting.
Yeah.
It's insulting to runners for sure.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Everyone really.
I don't know who they is. In that,
there's no way. There's no look. We'll get into average times actually later.
What do you think that was, babe? Like 2 miles? I think I just burned off 2 miles on that ass.
We'll go 100-meter dash or something.
Yeah, for sure. 50
holidays.
hurdles.
Yep.
Do you think there's some like that psycho lady who has sex to work out? Do you think she like measures in calories? She says she just goes for 30 minutes at a time, but do you think she like measures calories on her watch like while she's doing it to see
That'd be awesome.
Hit a certain calorie mark?
We should start doing that.
Well, remember new Fatathon coming up, patreon.com/heartfactor if you want to join.
Whoever burns the most calories in one sex session gets a free piece of merch. It's the honor system, though. We don't need videos. You just need to show a picture. Honor system.
You need the watch data, though.
You need send some videos to me if you want to. Remember, that's how they were catching people were getting caught cheating because they were wearing the fucking Apple Watches.
The watch was going
and they were connected at like 3 a.m. and they're like, why were you looking like you were running at 3 a.m.? Yeah, they got busted. Ooh, it sucks. Anyway, holidays. Now, we were going to stop this, and I forgot, so I did check them, and I've got a huge bone to pick with Ben and Jerry specifically today. Those ice cream making motherfuckers. So on the holidays calendar, as you will see, I'm going to pull it up for you now. You'll see it is Free Cone Day, Ben and Jerry's, April 12th, 2022, the second Tuesday in April. So I was all excited. I was going to tell everyone I was going to be the big hero. I was going to tell everyone, hey,
free cone.
Go out.
Yeah.
Out,
it's like when there's a Krispy Kreme. Yeah, and you're the guy that.
Yeah. Right. I'm like the guy, I told you about a new band that's great, whatever. No, I'm going to tell you about the cone.
Right.
Well, it's not going to happen.
What?
And those motherfuckers put out this statement on their website because I wanted to check it out. I had to verify. Hello. We've been chewing on this one for a while. We hope to host Free Cone Day soon, but it's not looking possible this year.
Why?
Worry not. We're putting our energy into the most epic summer of scooping to date, giving us a chance to flex our scooping arms and get back into prime Free Cone Day shape.
They're not
Free
doing
Cone Day. We'll be back.
Yeah, fuck you.
No, they're not hitting expectations.
They can't even give out free little mini scoops of cones one day. That's embarrassing to put that message out. That's like running away from rabbits.
And they had been doing this for years.
And second Tuesday in April.
Oh
every
my
fucking
God.
year.
Yeah.
What?
This is a last leg to stand on type thing.
Yeah. And now they got me. They got free advertising from every calendar, that says
they need
that
to be
it's
removed from the calendar immediately.
That's what I want. That's what I want.
Off the list. We can't even get a hard factor day like June 18th or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's bullshit.
Absolutely. I mean,
you gotta give it up. Like, I mean, that's the thing though, is like if you're Ben and Jerry's and you create a day, you have to stick to that shit. You can't now back out.
It's like 7-Eleven not giving away a tiny little Slurpee on 7-Eleven on July 11th.
Which they always do.
Yeah.
Right? And they always will.
7-Eleven's a great company. Ben and Jerry's is not.
Wow.
Now I want Ben and Jerry's. Now I'm giving a bunch of free advertising. Everyone's
no.
I'm
not. Look,
get
I'm
Bluebell.
not.
Get Bluebell or something.
Any ice cream now besides them for a while. Yeah. This is going to stick in my mind for a little bit.
Good. It should.
Yeah.
So, fuck you, Ben and Jerry.
You can't go back. You can't go back on your commitment to host Free Cone Day.
Right.
As a corporation. That's just that's insane.
Why you know what we should do? Let's try to bully them into it. So if you're listening to the show, tweet at them and be like, where's my free fucking cone?
Or hit up like Briars or someone that's big and be like, why don't you swoop in?
See what they're doing here?
Swoop in and have a Free Cone Day this week and take over.
Look at what they just almost made. They almost made me give them more free advertising. I was gonna,
no, don't campaign. Do that. No, tweet Baskin Robbins or something.
Who's the dominant
a mind pretzel today?
People today?
Baskin Robbins has to.
I just went to Baskin Robbins and it was delightful.
Yeah.
Wow.
There you go. Okay, so we're a Baskin Robbins team now. 31 flavors, 33. What is it?
Something like that.
Anyway, also, this is just a little bonus. I found out that it's Yuri's night tonight, and I'm not going to tell you what it's really about. Something about some space exploration.
We did.
It's a Russian
Yuri's
fuck.
Yeah.
So we're going to rebrand this as Yuri's night for our Yuri Kalachko. So this day will now be a national holiday where you just fuck sex dolls all night long.
Look at that.
Something that Yuri does every night, but tonight he's really going to rip some heads off, and so should you. Here's
Happy Yuri's night.
Here's one of Yuri's latest posts, and his caption is it's a picture of him standing butt naked next to a doll.
He's got a shirt on.
He's Winnie the Pooh up.
To be fair, Wes, he's got a shirt on.
Right. Yeah, he's got a
below
shirt
the belt. Stark nude. Yeah.
Right. Stark nude. And he's got her little her skirt pulled up over her one buttocks, and she's up against the wall, and he's just looking at her like a piece of meat. And his caption
business.
That doll's in trouble.
That doll is
doll's about to get multiple mild on.
That's right. He's in for it. And the caption says, Do you like it when she's bald? Because the doll is bald, no hair. I want to see her like this now. And that bald doll is in trouble. So
yeah, she is. That bald doll's in big trouble.
Yeah, she is. More on Yuri later.
Yeah.
Oh,
good.
Man.
Good.
Hey, also, guys.
It really is Yuri's night.
It is.
I got a surprise thing coming up at the end. I forgot to mention it at the top. So there's somebody sent us some shit. I got to read it.
Excellent. Nice. Okay, let's get into honorable mentions. So over the weekend while we were in Florida, another tragic event, Pittsburgh Steelers, Dwayne Haskins.
Yikes.
Oh, yeah.
I knew it was
sad. Yeah.
I thought you were going to tell me I was wrong on how he played.
No.
Yeah, he was killed by a fucking dump truck early Saturday morning while he was walking on a South Florida highway. He was only 24 years old. Florida Highway Patrol said that he was pronounced dead at the scene. Quote, he was attempting to cross the westbound lanes of Interstate 595, huge highway, when there was oncoming traffic. Not really sure what he was doing that early in the morning. So
we had locals at the trip, and they were like, we know that road very well. That's a major highway. You don't want to walk across it on foot. It's like 495 around the
crosswalks
there, right? Exactly. Yeah. You're really risking it crossing that highway.
It's a 70 mile an hour, 75 mile an hour speed limit, big 3-lane, 4-lane, whatever. No word on what he was doing, but very tragic.
I heard the driver stopped, pulled over, and waited for the cops because he was just in shock. Like, what the fuck?
I'm sure. Yeah.
I mean, that's that's good. Better than what Ravensburg did.
Yeah.
Yeah. No
exactly.
shit. So a lot of people were, putting out their thoughts and prayers. Washington Commanders head coach Ron Rivera, who would previously coach Haskins, right? Will.
Well, back then it was the Redskins or
we'll
the football team.
Yeah, right.
No, you don't have to bleep that out.
No, we'll bleep that
fuck
out.
that.
No, you don't really. There's there's more on the Redskins later too.
We'll do that one in post too. That's two.
Yeah, so he coached the Redskins. Dwayne was a talented young man who had a long life ahead of him. This is a very sad time, and I'm honestly at a loss for words. I know I speak for the rest of our team in saying that he will be sorely missed. Our entire team is sending heartfelt condolences and thoughts and prayers to the Haskins family at this time. So just tragic. R.I.P. Dwayne Haskins. Yeah. In better sports news, Scottie Scheffler, who I thought was just too hot and playing too well and couldn't possibly win the Masters after winning the WGC match play. Actually, he just continued to play great and just kept it rolling right into the Masters. So fuck me. Congrats to Scottie, who has won 4 out of his last 6 starts, I believe.
That's absurd.
Holy shit. What a hot streak.
Oh, he's on a epic hot streak. This is like a Tiger streak.
Yeah, this hasn't exactly. He's looking like Tiger. Even Cantlay's streak is not as good as this, I think.
Hadn't really heard of this guy before, but now, I mean, this is like puts him in the top echelon.
And he broke through February 10th and then just didn't stop winning.
He's number 1 in the world, right?
He's number 1 in the world. And now he's firmly number 1 in the world. Even I was listening to the post of this event of the Masters, and these guys were trying to discredit him. And it was very infuriating about how, like, you know, he's still got this lacking. And I'm like, the dude has won 4 and he just won the Masters. Like,
he might be world number 1 for the next couple of years straight.
Yeah. He's very good. He's been unleashed. Nice triple on 12 there, Cam Smith. So speaking of the Masters,
that a weird tournament, right? Like, played so good and then just had such big like double and triple bogeys. Like
the first round he opened and bookended with doubles and had an 8 under otherwise. And what really fucked him was on hole 3 when he was when Scheffler was way in the pines. And
he's a Napoleon guy. He's a high, low, low
guy. They both hit the front end. It was maybe 10, hole 10. They both hit the front end. And I think it was hole 10. And they both rolled down. But Cam Smith was 1 stroke off, and it looked like he should have actually gone 1 stroke up. And then Scheffler chipped in from like down the hill. It was amazing.
It was a great chip. Yeah. I think that was hole 3.
That was the end.
That was the end.
That was the end. Because Smith bogeyed it, and it was like a 4-stroke.
Yeah, it was a 2 strokes.
Went on his Napoleon thing. Yeah, did a crash and burn.
Also, speaking of the Masters, another guy might have had a better Masters than anyone, even Scottie, and that's John Daly, because he spent the entire Masters hanging out with Hooters girls. You know, he just this is what he does every year at the Masters. He just sets up a tent and he sells merch and he just gets drunk and hangs out with Hooters girls. He's been doing it since '97.
Does he set up a tent and hire Hooters girls, or does he set up a tent and like demand to work next to a Hooters?
No, it's an affiliation with Hooters that Daly.
Right.
They
he's probably had a deal with Hooters since like 1980.
He's been doing this since '97, and I'm sure he's been long before.
We also came up with the idea in '80. Got executed in '97.
That's a man after our own hearts. Yeah,
that's right. Because we also went to Hooters in Treasure Island. Here's the pic of us. Shout out Bella, who was not your service was not only friendly and fast. You were also the hottest waitress in the place. So
excellent service.
Yeah, very great service.
Fantastic establishment. We also learned that the first Hooters, I think, was in Florida.
Yeah, a few miles away from Treasure Island, like 10 miles away. In Tampa, maybe. Yeah.
And I always enjoy a nice grouper sandwich, so that was fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, those are the worst wings I've ever had. But I went.
Didn't matter.
I'm not a Hooters wings guy.
Didn't matter.
Didn't matter.
Keep the Yinglings coming, Bella.
There you go. Bella was fantastic. If you want to see more of our trip and join in next year, patreon.com/hard factor for more info with that. And, you know, IG, check out some photos. We had a great time, like we talked about in the front of the show. Let's talk COVID real quick, guys.
Boy, did we.
Boy, did we. Yeah. Buddy. I still need to be filled on the last night.
Last night was insane. I mean, there's all insane. It all got off the rails every single night, which was hilarious and awesome. And then
somehow people came back with fingers and toes.
And there's just I think
everyone came back with their stuff.
Next year it'll just be it'll top it because we'll just go bigger. It'll be funny. It'll be awesome.
It's gonna end soon with the incident. So get in while it still exists.
Before there's a huge crime that causes us to never do it again for liability reasons.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean,
good point.
First one was awesome.
Right. Slipped by the first one. Let's talk COVID real quick. We haven't updated, what's going on in COVID. It seemed like it was, done with the Ukraine war, but it's not, especially in Shanghai, where I think it's the 3rd largest city in the world, 26 million people.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
And a financial metropolis is on lockdown since like April 5th. They've been on lockdown, and people are starting to starve to death, according to numerous reports and video from them, just raiding the grocery stores. So it's it's China's largest city. Financial hub, as I said, is and they're depending on the government to bring them like rations of food because they cannot leave their homes.
Right, they're locked inside.
Right, they're locked inside. I saw a report of them taping doors shut from a CNN associate that was over there. It's part of China's zero COVID policy, which is a direct order from Emperor Xi, Emperor for Life.
What is a zero COVID policy? If you get it, they kill you?
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, well, you get sent to like a camp. Yeah. You get black bagged. You get like COVID black bagged.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then,
you have 3 days to test negative or they kill you.
Right. It's very harsh. They were saying that you thought Beijing lockdown.
You have to will it out of you mentally before the next test, or you're dead.
Yeah. It's scary for sure. According to the BBC, this past Friday,
the Olympic lady was crying, and they made her go to the second thing. That was
there was a guy. There's a camera angle of like the mirror that showed the guy standing behind her. Her hand where she had like two hands.
Oh, it's nuts.
Yeah. Nuts. So they announced the record 21,000 more cases there on Friday. And an official said that out of 130,000 infections during this current surge, only one person can be considered in severe condition. So I don't know if that's true. Lots of COVID, one severely. Who knows if that's true? I don't trust the government officials over there any further than I can throw them with one arm. 2 arms, I might be able to chuck one of those little bastards pretty far.
Yeah, especially if you got a downhill angle.
Yeah. One arm, I don't.
If you have the right slope,
angles mean a lot. You know? Exactly, especially in tossing somebody. I mean, it seems like COVID, though, like it's getting the fatigue. When we were traveling, you could tell a lot of people are getting tired of it. When you fly through Texas, a lot of people aren't even wearing masks at all in the airport.
Right.
In the Reno airport, a lot of people weren't wearing masks. And so, like I'd say that, I don't know. It seems like people are more accepting that it's just going to be here and that like there's pills for it or whatever. And I don't know.
Got like a no flu now.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, and we're still in flu season. But
I mean, aren't we always now with COVID and flu? Like basically, it's nonstop. Terrible. Yeah. Everybody's a parent of a little kid that gets colds all the time.
Right
now, our immune systems suck again.
Yeah. But Will, don't speak too fast because over here in the States, Philadelphia has become the first city to cave to reinstating the mask mandate for inside due to rising cases of the Omicron BA2 subvariant. So here's the announcement from Philly's public health Twitter account. Starting April 18th, masks will be required in all indoor public spaces, including schools and childcare settings, businesses, restaurants, and government buildings. At that time, residents will be asked to report any business not complying with the mandate to @Philly311. So
that's going to go great.
They're going backwards.
This is going backwards. So many submissions.
Yeah.
Why did they open a tip line?
The tip lines are the best. The people that have to work the tip lines either have to like have a really like strong sense of humor, like want to see some fucked up shit,
dick pics,
or they hate their job because they're
dick pics coming in to @Philly311.
Piles of shit.
We're not asking you to. I'm just saying that's what's going to happen at Philly. Why'd you put that out there?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's coming.
Yeah.
So Philly going backwards. Hopefully, no one else. It doesn't seem like this is very a dangerous variant based on some of the information I'm going to share with you soon. But also, Reuters reported yesterday that WHO is tracking a few dozen cases of new subvariants of the highly transmissible Omicron strain. It has added.
I don't understand. Is Omicron now COVID? Because like now there's like 17 Omicrons. That doesn't.
They've added a few more, like BA4, BA5.
Okay.
BA1.
Wasn't
right now
we're the next letter.
I think maybe they realized there's going to be so many variants that they're going to run out of the Greek alphabet than the next alphabet. So they're trying to like. I think they're like, oh shit, let's stick
like
with
preemptively.
They're like Omicron sounds badass, so let's stick with that one because they're going to have to go to an alphabet no one's ever heard of, and then. There's probably just going to be 1,000 more variations of this, right? Like,
I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. I stopped researching it.
Seems like everything changes.
I was the COVID guy, and that was not good for my mental health. So I'm
right. No, I mean, but Mark,
I don't really
why would you keep researching when everything changes every fucking month?
Because that's why I stopped.
Exactly. Like it's okay. Now it's Omicron 7, and then we don't report deaths. So now if you don't have symptoms, you're not COVID case, and if you do have, they change everything. They've changed it all. We don't report deaths anymore. Like,
to be fair, the virus
the
virus itself changed. Well, I mean, if it gets more deadly, you should care.
I guess, but like
if it gets less deadly, then that's
not
good.
though.
Everything has been totally like adjusted to the point where it's like what.
Right.
Okay, it's not the same anymore.
Look at the chart.
It's not. It used to be deadlier. Now it's not.
I guess
the New York
it's pointless to keep up with.
Right. Well, so Philly is doing this because of the rise in this variant, but the New York Times has been tracking the cases over the last 90 days, and here's over the last 14 days since April 10th. Cases have gone up 3%. This is nationwide. Tests have gone up 6%. So there's your variation in tests and cases going up. Hospitalizations have gone down 18%. This is a 14-day change. ICU admits have gone down 28%, and deaths have gone down 28%. So that's in the last 14 days. So and that whole chart is just a big downward slope, so like what you would want to throw a Chinese government official off of, right? Yeah. So it's
exactly that's the slope. You want to be at the top left part of that slope, and then you can chuck a little Chinese COVID scientist guy pretty far.
That's right.
First day back, guys. Sorry, we're a little fog of war going on.
We're getting it in. Here's the hot spots for COVID. It looks like the Northeast, New England is a hot spot, Colorado a hot spot, parts of Texas, Alaska. So whatever.
Alaska's a hot spot. What does that mean?
Alaska's
3 guys in Alaska, it turns orange.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Whatever.
But sucks for Philly. Okay, let's move on.
Based on the airports, I would say that eventually the politicians are just going to get pressured into giving it up. Like people are just like, when you're traveling now, people are like, not like everybody's complaining about having to wear the fucking mask. Everybody.
Oh, everybody are just not wearing them
in the airport. Yeah.
So they're just not wearing them anymore. I noticed that in Tampa. Okay, let's move on to our top story. It's not the cream of the crop, more like the shit at the bottom. First, Russia has appointed a new killing machine to its leader of its military, and his name is Alexander Dvornikov. And here he is. He's, I believe, 60 years old.
Tall drink of water.
He's a tall drink of water. Putin's not that tall, but yeah, this
buttons on that jacket. Good Lord.
I believe there's 6
pack of buttons.
Yeah. Well, they're also like off center. If you notice, like that's kind of a like the top part's cool, but once you get down to like the midsection, that jacket sucks.
Yeah,
it's pretty bad.
Yeah, it sucks. So
he's misfit and aligned. Like, what is that?
Yeah. Well, this is not good for anyone. So before this,
he's a bad guy.
He's a bad guy. He's done some bad shit. So before this appointment,
the last one.
So there was no leader before this. There was no single leader.
Don't they all go answer to Putin anyway? So like he's going to tell this guy what to do.
But he's the general in charge of all the armies. He's the main general now. Before this appointment, there was no main general. They were all operating in different regions, different generals. So that's why they're blaming a lot. They're blaming that on a lot of the confusion.
Putin can stay in the antler bloodbaths and just let this guy do his thing.
Okay,
right. Check in with him like once a week.
Let old 6 buttons go to work here.
How many people did you gas? Good, that type of thing.
That's pretty much what he is. So this guy, he has extensive experience in Ukraine's eastern Donbass region. He was commanding Russia's southern military before he got appointed there, and he was Russia's first commander overseeing its brutal humanitarian war crime campaign in Syria, where Russia, they did bombardments on civilians, all that bad shit, and now he's in charge. So he's a hero. He's actually a hero of the Russian Federation. He got that
distinction
in 2016 after his time in Syria, where he just killed a bunch of civilians. So they
love
him over there.
Earned his medal over there. Yeah,
Putin really respects him.
Yeah.
And he's like old school Russian, which basically means he's a ruthless killer. And he's
he wears 6 buttons on his suit.
He wears 6 buttons. So
you don't have to ask him to. He's just like, no, I'll wear this 1939 jacket on my own accord.
Yeah, he's the type of guy that Putin has to like tell to calm down almost even. Yeah.
Right. The White House National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan said this particular general has a resume that includes brutality against civilians and other theaters in Syria, and we can expect more of the same in this theater. So they're going to concentrate on the south and east because they've been kind of defeated in Kiev. So they're just going to destroy that area and like Mariupol, which is completely destroyed. There's a headline coming out of from the Daily UK. Quote: Russia unleashes chemical weapons in Mariupol. Ukrainian troops claim they were hit by an agent dropping from a drone, leaving them unable to breathe and dizzy, as the besieged city's mayor reveals that more than 10,000 civilians have been killed there. So
Wow.
That's the claim. Yeah, it hasn't been confirmed yet, but it's been
hasn't been confirmed yet.
Now it's like open chemical warfare. It's gotten worse as predicted.
Right. So there's now actively the Ukraine is now actively taking witness accounts and testimonies on this website where Ukrainians can upload videos of atrocities Russians are committing in the hopes of some kind of reparations or criminal trials to take place down the road. I've heard, horror stories on the news of men protecting their daughters with pitchforks who are hiding in the basement from Russian soldiers, killing mentally challenged kids walking down the street. Just the worst shit you can imagine. They are currently focusing on over 5,800 cases of this stuff. 183 children have died so far.
Lots of war crimes and atrocities being committed.
They won't be able to get all these guys into a courtroom, get justice for all this bullshit.
No. If you want to educate yourself more, there's actually a website, war.ukraine.ua/Russia -war-crimes. Check it out. It's not fun.
Not for the faint of heart.
Not for the faint of heart. Finally, one more thing. Biden met online with India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi yesterday in hopes of bringing India onto the right side of history and off the fence in the whole, mess. India doesn't really import a lot of oil from Russia, but they do get a lot of their military supplies and hardware from Russia. So they've tried to remain neutral, but Biden wants them to take a position on Ukraine and therefore position on China, basically. So, talks continue on that front, and that's what he's trying to do over there. So that's the update of what's happening in Ukraine and all that.
India's been promised a number 3 role in the new world when the Antifa world takes over.
I think they've been invited
China,
to
Russia,
the Antifa
India.
League.
As the number 3.
I think they've been invited to the Antifa League, but I mean, we'll see what
They're
India
weighing their
does.
options. They're still. I mean, in the current world, we're pretty buddy with them. I'd say they're close to a 3.
We sell them a lot of military stuff, and Biden was like, "Hey,
they
listen,
want to move a few ranks up, huh?
Don't worry about your military connections with Russia. We will, take over that if you just stay the fuck away from them and stay the fuck away from China and be on our side in this whole thing." So that's kind of what Biden's saying.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. It would really help if China was to put pressure on Russia. They do consume most of Russia's gas. So they kind of hold a lot of the keys. So, but it seems like it seems like China's China has turned down Biden completely on that. Yeah. So
they're not interested. Plus they can, if this goes, the longer this goes and the more discussing it is, they can be like, that's the bar for what we can do to Taiwan or whoever else. You know what I mean? Like they're like, I
mean, they're already starving people in Shanghai. So they're their own citizens.
China's not going to help it.
Yeah.
Yikes.
That's the TikTok, or that's the cup of coffee in the big time.
It was in a dark roast. It was, Wesson. Thank you for catching us up on all that serious. There's today's cup of coffee in the big time was brought to you by Noom Mood. All the stuff going on right now, you can see mental wellness. Mental wellness, an important subject these days. Remember when they used to help us be way skinnier when we used their diet coaching app back in the day?
When we used it.
Yep, really did. We were all a lot lighter. That's Noom.
I was so light in Tahiti.
Yep. But, we're getting back in the game because they're back with the mental wellness app, and it's as amazing as the weight loss app. Noom Mood is here to guide you to mental wellness and give you the tools you need to tackle stress. So you'll feel empowered to take on whatever life throws at you. With a team of dedicated coaches, you'll have a support system helping you on your journey. Since starting the program myself, I feel better equipped to deal with little stressful situations here and there from the tools that they teach you in the educational portion of the app, and just have been generally happier. I think a lot of that bouncing it off your coaches helps a lot. I love how it's backed by science, lessons based on psychological principles that teach you about your relationship with stress and anxiety. And the app is accessible and convenient, only 10 minutes a day, and you can do it whenever and wherever. You are stronger than your stress. It doesn't get to control you. Equip yourself with the knowledge and skills to steer yourself to happiness. As experts in behavior change, Noom has helped millions of people through their weight loss program, so they can help tackle the stress too. Seriously, all great products at Noom. This new Mood is no different. Works great. Worry less and feel happier. Sign up for your trial at noom.com/hardfactor. That's NOOM.com/hardfactor.
I think it's Factor.
I think it's Factor.
/factor. Correct.
Yeah. Say it twice. Say that one twice now. Yeah.
So sign up for your trial at noom.com/factor.
There you go.
That's NOOM.com/factor. I'm sorry, you guys are right. I keep forgetting to delete it.
It's all good.
The wrong
It's
way
all good.
the first time. So yes, that is noom.com/factor. So all great products. Get in on the Noom deals with Hard Factor. And you guys know what time it is?
I think I do.
Yeah.
It's time for the TikTok International Moment.
I was right.
You were. Nice guess, Mark. Thank you, Darcel, for the announcement. It's time for the TikTok International Moment. Today's map is taking us all over the globe. We're starting off in international waters for something truly terrifying, and then headed over to Lebanon after that for a medical breakthrough that's one of the most shocking things, Mark, I think we've ever covered.
Right.
And I've got some in-flight entertainment for us on the trip over in between as well. Little mentions of other international stories we didn't have time to cover in full, but
entertainment on the plane flight. Yeah,
that's right. I was inspired by all the delays going through DFW and all the multiple.
Boy, there were a lot of delays, weren't there?
Boy, there was. So, but it made for a lot of terminal beers. But anyways, first up in international waters, right here at 7 degrees north and 160
the middle of fucking nowhere
west.
Is that Skull Island?
Holy shit!
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Yes, it's probably like where Godzilla rests, or something down there, south of Hawaii. And I'm not even going to explain the story before. Just going to play the clip for you guys.
Okay.
Posted by the Nautilus Ocean Exploration Trust last week, and let's just break down the clip after because I think it speaks for itself.
Plate size spider?
Certainly pretty big. It's 20 centimeters, something like this or so.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Still got a little chill thinking about that thing.
Oh, no.
2 of them.
Lots of legs.
Oh, lots of legs.
Say there's 2 of them?
Yep, I think we're interrupting. Or are they cannibalistic? It's hard to read.
Giant sea spiders.
Imagine how they feel.
Yep. Or eating each other. They can't tell.
Yeah.
Mixed
Do I eat
messages.
it? Do I eat it or do I reproduce with it?
Yeah,
This might be reproduction here.
Yeah, based on the
Same thought
Dr.
process I
Google
have.
Looking like that's what it is. Sea spiders mate by using the genital pores in their legs. The male sea spider climbs onto the female, and the pair adjusts until the pores are aligned.
Spiders are pretty similar,
It's been documented before.
I get these guys.
It's definitely something we'll have to reach out to specialists.
That's a big. Those legs are huge.
It's enormous.
Very nice observation.
They got to be slow though.
Yeah, but they're the
those kind
creepiest
of those
looking
skinny
things.
legs.
But I mean,
it's
so dark.
They're also
down
what
there.
20,000 feet.
That's
It's
right,
dark
Wes.
down there.
Yeah.
Luckily, it's almost 1,700 feet below the surface, but it's still terrifying nonetheless.
You know what that makes me think?
What?
That there are those type of shaped spiders with that type, but that are much, 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 much bigger than that, even further down.
Oh yeah, easily,
Like
right?
could
The
eat- they
further
could
the
eat a
floor
human.
goes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That scares the shit out of me.
Mark, here's okay. So the male spiders carry the eggs inside their bodies after they like bang there, but they're not sure if these things eat each other after the eggs hatch or what. Just absolutely terrifying spiders caught on camera mating for potentially the first time. Right after the news, and this is right on the heels of the news that the large orb spider on land,
Yes.
the Japanese Joro spider, which we've talked about before,
Oh, come on.
is likely going to take over the entire eastern U.S. Just a few weeks ago, that was announced. Lots of spider news.
I've heard that
in
that's
2022.
exaggerated. I think that they're just going to be around the East Coast, but they're not going to be like, you can walk through the streets without
a dominant presence.
Yeah, they will be there. They'll be there.
They're harmless though.
Yeah,
those
they
orb
are.
spiders.
They're like those
completely harmless.
What the fuck were they called? I forget.
I mean, they're poisonous, but they probably won't bite you.
Right.
No, they won't bite you.
To little tiny fangs. They got little Napoleon fangs.
Yeah. Big butts though. So
yeah.
You could shoot them with paintballs and just explode them.
Yeah, no, they're pretty harmless. I think they're just scary looking. It's probably
the ones in the sea. The ones in the sea probably not harmless. That's my guess.
If they were to get close to you, I'm sure that they would.
They have some sort of poison or something.
Yeah, you don't want to touch them.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, down to the in-flight entertainment portion. International honorable mentions, basically. French president race is going to end in a runoff on April 24th. It's going to be Macron versus LePen part 2.
Okay.
So I think it was the last time it was the runoff.
LePen's a lady.
Well. So yeah, LePen's the conservative lady. Macron is the current liberal president. Yes. And yeah, so April 24th, everybody's like, LePen has no chance. It's like always that way. It's France. So you'd think probably not. Yeah, probably again. LePen would have no chance.
I couldn't tell if that was Macron's wife or not. I was just asking.
No,
she's not old enough.
Not old enough.
Way too young.
No, she looks great.
Yeah, well, I was like, what happened to Macron's wife? She got a facelift?
Yeah, she got 15 years younger magically. Nope, that's his opponent.
She got an antler bath?
Right. Oh yeah, he's 83 cents on Predict It.
There you go.
What's that promo code, by the way?
Predictit.org/hardfactor40. And we will be working on some other markets because there's a lot of good stuff coming up. So we're working with them to get more of that going too.
Free 17 cents though, you know.
Yeah, it's true.
You can make 17 cents.
If you were to put in 40, they'd give you 40. That's $80. You can put all 80 into Macron, and then whatever that is times 17 cents, you make like 10, $12. There.
I mean, it's not sexy, but it's like pretty much.
Yeah. Well, you can just do $800 on it and make.
It's pretty much a sure thing. The guy who got third, which was like right
Free
behind runoff points, like 20%. He told his people not to give LePen a single vote. So, basically, when that happens, she probably doesn't have much of a shot. Next mention for the in-flight menu, Boris Johnson made a secret trip to Ukraine, and he and President Zelensky were gifted a set of matching cocks. The cock roll.
Boris Johnson's cock looks a little bigger.
A little bit, yeah.
It does.
Whoa, they gave him a bigger one. That's very, very nice of the Ukrainians. A woman gave
twice the size.
Mm-hmm. He demanded it, I think.
That cock is twice the size.
Wes, that's not a photographic optical illusion?
I don't think that one is. Okay. I hope it is for Zelensky's.
Look at the mouth's even more open on the one.
Right.
It's just a bigger bird.
Wow. Well, people were calling them matching. They are the same color at least. But this woman gave them onto the street when during Boris's secret trip. But basically they couldn't announce it or whatever, but a lot of like security with him when he went in, because he went into Kiev. And this woman gave him the cocks because it's a symbol of resilience and resistance from Borodyanka, which is one of the suburbs of Kiev that they're clearing out now. Like Bucha, tons of people who were killed, civilians killed by the Russian soldiers on their way out. So there was like a cock still standing on this like wall in that town, and that's why they gave it to Boris.
Last cock standing.
You'll never tear down our cocks.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. It's become a symbol. You'll never take their cocks. Speaking of never taking somebody's cock, Yuri made it on a TV show. Check out his IG for an insane video. Wes was sharing it with us earlier. Yuri Telechko.
It was like, where's he from?
America's Got Talent,
Ukraine.
but it's like Ukraine's Got Talent, or
right, wherever he's from. Yeah, it's the exact same show.
They did the X's. He did a stage performance with a doll, and like 5 judges had to decide if they were going to X him or vote him on to the next round. And you have to check it out. But he was on a.
It was awesome.
He was doing his shit in a Speedo and a thong with the doll.
Something.
It was incredible. I mean, like, it's not for the faint of heart, but Yuri, you know how
good for him. He's out there doing his thing.
Not everyone gave him X's.
Right.
Well,
3 of the 5 did.
At the end, I think that could have been of some selective editing, because at the end, I think I saw them all up on this. But I don't know. You check it out.
He would have been arrested if he did that same act in the United States.
No, that doesn't play on US TV. Final in-flight entertainment option here is in Bihar, India. It is Yuri night indeed. In Bihar, India, an entire bridge was recently stolen for parts.
Wow.
They literally people came and they've been picking it apart for years, and then finally they just came and stole it all one day. They just stole a whole bridge for parts.
That's intense. Yeah.
Why don't we just take the whole bridge?
Yeah.
They did it.
Yeah.
By God, they did it. All right. And that was our flight, fellas. Now to Lebanon for one of the most shocking stories I think I've ever come across.
This better be fucking shocking, Will.
Oh, it is, Mark. Doctors may have discovered a cure for premature ejaculation.
Okay, I'm interested.
And if you're thinking, hey, I just used the swipes that Hard Factor told me about for that.
Right.
Okay, but hear me out. How about electroshock therapy directly to the penis multiple times a week for a total of at least 90 minutes a week?
What?
I'd rather
shocking is that?
Come in 1 second.
That's very shocking. Yeah. 90 minutes a week.
At least. The Asian Journal.
When can you like prove that you don't need that anymore? When do you
just lie?
When do you pass? Do you have to bring in a sex partner to like tell them that you're not prematurely ejaculating?
Oh, you
anymore?
do. Yeah. And it's done by stopwatch, actually. So we'll get to that in a minute.
No. See you next week. No.
I think you do the sex test at home, but you have to report them. Yeah. I'm not sure if the doctors require visual evidence.
You gotta pay your wife or partner or whoever to lie. I can't do it anymore, honey. It's 90 minutes a week.
Yeah.
That's a lot of shock directly to your cock.
Well, they just shove something in you. How about that, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna kill myself if we don't stop this. So
strap on. How does the strap on sound?
You need to peg me to get back at me? What do you need?
What do we
got to do here?
What's really going on?
I'm open to most things besides electroshock.
Yeah, I mean, you might have other stuff to work out once.
Yeah.
Let me just explain.
Okay.
You guys hear what it's done for somebody, and you tell me in the end if you're still as out on this as you are right now. The Asian Journal of Urology is calling the method transcutaneous dorsal penile nerve stimulation, or TD.
It's like it's jumping your car. They have it's jumping the engine in your car with your penis.
Oh yeah. You shock the top. Literally, look at the lightning bolts on that one at the lower part.
But
they're showing you shock the top.
Yeah.
You shock the top of the penis.
Look at so the penis in the picture is blurred, but look at how dark it is.
Well, no, Wes.
Are they frying this thing?
Yes, they're frying penises.
Wes,
yes.
It looks totally normal. It looks healthy. You've had this done to you if you've had like an injury before, where they
if you've had a great blowjob.
The shock gel things on you. Wes, I've seen an unblurred photo, but I can't put it up for YouTube, so I had to put the blurred version up. Yeah. So, but yeah, it doesn't look actually that dangerous. And the case study followed a 28-year-old man. But again, you are shocking your dick directly for 90 minutes a week. So let's keep exploring. The case study followed a 28-year-old man who was reportedly climaxing after just 40 seconds of sex, quote, on almost all occasions after.
Oh, this idiot was too honest.
Well, I mean, it's a problem he wanted to fix. And after over a year and attempting to pleasure his girlfriend at least 2 times a week with no improvement at all, the man began to seek help in Beirut, Lebanon, where they hooked him up to the TD-PNS machine and a continuous current with a frequency of 20 hertz and a pulse width of 200 US. I don't know what that measurements means, but the current was set between
what's that?
High.
Too high, whatever it is.
Yeah. I'll give you the equivalent right now. The current was set between 20 MA and 60 MA at a level equal to twice the threshold for contraction of the anal sphincter. So they were simulating twice of an anal contraction. Pressure on the top of your dick.
Ooh.
So like double anal sex
with
on the top of your dick.
With electricity.
Yeah. With
so they're just desensitizing it.
Desensitizing it, yeah, because that's what makes.
They're killing it.
They're killing it. They're
you don't even feel pleasure.
Yeah, right. You don't even they're feel shocking pleasure. You out.
If it can squeeze twice as hard as a butthole, and you can withstand that, you can withstand the vagina.
They're shocking the life right out of you.
Yeah,
yeah. So
that makes sex less enjoyable.
Exactly.
Well,
but hey, you can still fuck her for 5 minutes.
Exactly, Wes. The primary outcome was stopwatch measured time to ejaculate after the first vaginal penetration, reported for each intercourse episode the unnamed man had. And during the TD,
we're going to start at old used prostitute and get all the way to double anus. Like,
exactly.
Start your easy on in, and then
they shock you. They're shocking
anus kegels.
they're shocking the top of your dick
Yeah.
so that it's not as sensitive when you get grabbed by a butt or a vagina.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. That's how it is, apparently.
Makes sense.
Why don't you just put like 3 condoms on?
Well, I mean, who likes that?
Or
Not this guy.
on.
It comes in 40 seconds.
No.
Right. Well, he needs to do that versus getting shocked 90 minutes a week.
Yeah. Did this guy? I think this guy just lied and said it fixed him. I don't. He didn't want to go back, probably.
Or get some swipes. Yeah. Anyways, during the TDPNS, he increased from his 0.6 minute baseline to 3.9 minutes at week 24.
To never came again.
I mean, 4 minutes.
Yeah.
4 minutes at the end of treatment. You go from less than a minute to 4 minutes.
Yeah.
That's some pretty big improvement. And then he got up to 4.9 minutes at week 60. So treatment.
This poor bastard.
Treatment stopped at week 24. He wasn't doing treatment after 24
He's doing this for over a year?
No. He wasn't doing treatment after 24
week
weeks.
16.
60.
Oh, okay. But it stayed. The effects lasted.
They kept measuring.
The effects lasted.
lasted. So they might continue to
You
last.
remembered how painful
Yeah, because
it was.
the
He didn't want to go
necrosis,
back.
the necrosis kept creeping all over his dick.
Yeah, exactly.
Potentially was. Yeah, potentially.
Look at this. It's like
further
Mr.
desensitized.
It's like Mr. Deed's foot. It's like you can stab it with anything you want.
Like a diabetic foot.
He was still able to have the sex though to report the results. So
Nice.
good for him. And he by that 4.9 minutes at week 60 was within the average window basically of 5 to 7 minutes. So most men can last 5 to 7 minutes on average.
On average, if I'm doing a premature ejaculation study, I don't want to be doing it for over 60 weeks. It's time for me to get out of the journals. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it doesn't work the first time, I'm done.
Exactly.
That's insane.
I don't want to be the poster boy for premature ejaculation for 16 months straight, you know?
You get one shock.
Yeah.
100%. The amount of work you have to put into
be a miracle.
And the fact that you're just shocking your dick directly makes it pretty tough. But this unnamed man, he worked hard, but it got results. Now let's take it to the internet to see what they think about it. The New York Post, who ran this story, wrote, electric shock to penis may cure premature ejaculation study, to which Ronald Sia replied, and this reply was sent by thousands of people. It's the GIF of Marv
yeah,
from the Wet
Home Alone
Bandits
2.
in Home Alone 2, Escape from New York, and it says problem solved, and it's the guy shocking himself.
Yeah.
I hated that scene. I thought it took away from the movie. It was weird
Because it's too fake.
Because it's too fake. Yeah, I hated it.
It's like
I loved
cartoony.
it.
Yeah, it's fun. I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too
That was
cartoony.
Out of place.
No, but you know what? It's like the scene in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles when they're driving through the 218 wheelers.
Yeah, he
and
turns
they
into the
see
devil.
their skeletons. He turns into the devil.
Yeah,
Like
it's
it's
great.
like that. And that was funny too.
It's too
a
much
movie.
for Wes.
It's a movie, Wes. It's a movie.
It's too much for Wes.
Yeah. The kid probably couldn't do all those things by himself too. You got to suspend a little belief. Yeah. All right.
I suspend enough disbelief when it comes to Home
Or
Alone.
belief. You suspend
Wes,
belief.
don't
not
look at the
disbelief.
comments.
I
of the shock-
misspoke.
of the penis shock stories because it's nothing but Marv.
You guys want to end the show with a more shocking?
Sure.
More shocking.
Well, it's time.
Living on the edge of a lightning bolt, and I do not apologize for that.
That's true. That's shocking.
It's shocking. All right, first up, let's just say it's a good thing that some of the Hive Trip members didn't depart from Boston's Logan International Airport. As it turns out, the TSA there is on the ball. In fact, last week, they caught this sword cane. And a sword cane is exactly what it sounds like.
My dad has one of these.
Yeah, it's a sword that's sheath is the outside of the cane, and the sword handle or hilt is like, it looks like a cane handle. So you just shove that sword in there. It's kind of like binocular liquor things, like one of those things, binocular flasks.
Yeah.
But for
Sword
crazy,
flask.
Yeah, exactly, sword flask. So yeah, they caught that, and it's an anonymous guy. TSA spokesperson Dan Velez said the anonymous man who probably looks like this. Wearing a bowler's or magician's hat, rocking an extremely impressive beard or mustache, said he, quote, he had no idea there was a sword in his cane. Yeah, right.
That's why he bought the damn thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course.
He also had,
Everybody forgets.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he also had no idea how the sword got his initials on it. Maybe the previous owner had the same initials as the sword maker. Who knows?
That was confusing.
That's crazy.
What are the odds? TSA let the able-bodied man continue on his trip after he surrendered his sham cane he didn't really need, right? He's just going to have to borrow one of his buddy's cane swords at the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen convention he's traveling to.
Yeah. I think I may have the one that my dad had when I was growing up, but it has like a naked woman on the handle.
Nice. That's awesome. That's a giveaway that there's something like you pull something.
Oh
out
yeah,
of the cane.
you would know.
That's a trick cane.
Yeah, that's
it's not for walking.
Something more. Is there something inside that cane?
There's something inside that cane.
Sword flask.
You look very devious. All right. Next up, the author of fictional work, How to Murder Your Husband, is on trial, guys. What do you think she's on trial for?
No, I know it's for murdering her husband.
It's for murdering her husband.
Oh man.
71-year-old romance novelist Nancy Crampton-Brophy wrote a, quote, fictional essay titled How to Murder Your Husband. According to her website, most of her suspenseful romance novels feature chiseled ex-Navy SEALs and books with, quote, rugged men, strong women, and a good story. So this woman's just writing about Navy SEAls fucking her
while she gets her husband
while
killed.
She wants to kill her husband.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow.
But every once
did nobody ever did these books do well, or?
I don't think. I mean, her husband was like a chef. I think they did okay, but not like great.
Did he read these?
Yeah, he should have. He should have read How to Murder Your Husband, because every once in a while, like in 2011,
boy, that's a racy title, honey.
when she was she's like, it's fiction, and why does it have my name in it and our home address? But once she started working for like a blog company in 2011 while she was doing novels as well. But I think like before she was super successful with the novels, and when she was working for the blog post, she wrote essays like How to Murder Your Husband, and the essay laid out a range of motives for murdering your husband, like financial gain, avoidance of financial loss in a divorce, getting back at the, quote, lying and cheating bastard, and just overall peace of mind. It also laid out the pros and cons of different murder methods, and although the essay is no longer available online, you could guess which one she was into, which was guns, by her description of using guns, saying, it is loud, but it requires some skill for you to execute, as if other methods didn't. Oh, and she happened to own a gun, so it was going to be the gun for her. Yeah,
it's laid right out there.
Yeah. It requires.
She published a manifesto about killing her husband and then killed her husband.
7 years later, in 2018, it was no surprise that when her husband of 27 years, Chef Dan Brophy, was shot to death in the morning outside his culinary institute with the same caliber bullet, a 9mm, that his wife used, they quickly arrested the author, who had been planning on doing this for at least 7 years, if you do the quick math of murder in 2018 and essay in 2011 titled How to Murder Your Husband. So it had been at least 7 years that she was working on it.
It's just a map of her guilt.
Yeah. I think that essay was to like stop her from doing it, and it only lasted so long. She's like, if I put it out there, I surely can't kill my husband because I've laid out how I would. This will stop me. It didn't.
She hate him so much, though.
She took out 10 health insurance policies totaling over $1.4 million on her chef husband's life right before she allegedly killed him, and she's on trial in Oregon now. Almost 4 years later, as the courts, I guess, were clogged up for COVID, they let her just chill for 3.5 years. Wow. I'm sure she was in jail, but she's on trial now, and we'll update you when she's convicted, because pretty sure she did it.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, it seems pretty clear.
Yeah,
dry kind of
the evidence and all that stuff, But we'll see. She's on trial, innocent until proven guilty, But we'll see. Lastly,
I mean, it would have been. She's the perfect person to frame herself, I guess, for the insurance, right? Because she's the sole beneficiary. So,
yeah, right. And she called. She was definitely a suspect the entire time, but she called apparently the cops at one point. She's like, "Hey, I've got this one health insurance on the line. They want proof that I'm not a suspect. So can you tell them that I'm not a suspect?" And they're like, "No."
He's like, I'm trying to collect on his dead body. Can you
That's exactly right. They're like,
clear me?
You're the number one suspect, right?
Need that check.
Anyways, I don't think she's getting the money, and I think she's going to jail forever. Lastly, how many times do we have to tell people to not leave valuables in your car unless you want them stolen from, or unless you have the Batman from New Orleans rigging your ride, right?
Ooh,
Don't leave valuables just sitting out in plain view of your car. Well, you certainly shouldn't leave the car unlocked with valuables, or even worse, Seth Rogen style, leave your Subaru hatchback just straight up open overnight, just open so that anyone can come.
That's a bad idea.
He says he doesn't care though, so
I mean, don't leave your valuables in it. If you leave your hatchback open, you're supposed to show that there's nothing really to steal.
Exactly.
But this
Not a
couple,
giveaway.
right? Some idiot in Yavapai County, Arizona, didn't understand any of those things, I guess. And guess what happened? They left their Subaru hatchback open, and someone went in the back of their car and completely jacked their shit. And that shit happened to be a full unopened bag of Cheetos, and that someone happened to be a Javelina Pig.
Ooh.
Javelina,
Javelina Pig. Javelina Pig. So the pig smelled Cheetos, and like anyone who finds a free bag of Cheetos went hog wild all over that bag, just annihilating it, plastic and all. However, the rigorous mukbang that the pig was having caused the hatch to shut, locking the pig in the car. So what happened next could be described as a real pig locked in a car scenario. Where the pig just ran around headbutting everything in the car, smashing the dashboard up, damaging the windshield, and then headbutting the gear shift into neutral, and it rolled down a hill like you're throwing a Chinese scientist at an angle.
Wow.
And landed at the bottom of a hill where police found it, and the pig happy and healthy inside the next day.
Oh, good.
Oh, he survived?
Oh, yeah. The pig had a great time. Here's the pig.
Yeah.
This is the actual dashboard cam.
That's
he
awesome.
was just, he had enough Cheetos for the night.
What a
and
cute
they
pig.
let him out the next day.
Javelinas are really cute, but they're tougher than they look.
They can move a car.
They look like tuskless pigs, but they're pretty tough animals. But they're very cute.
Yeah, and that's going to do it for the first day back for Hard Factor. Let's bring up the wheel.
Bring up the wheel. Okay, I'm gonna just we don't know if Pat's gonna be on. Yeah, Pat's off. So if he's on, he'll be on a story.
Yep.
So it's just the three us.
I
three
think
of
that's
you.
smart. Let's
Yep.
do it for
Here we go.
coffee. Spinning for coffee.
Gonna be me again.
Wes again.
Wes is doubling up.
It's okay. I had a long streak of no
Wes
coffee.
again. That's true.
Doubling up
That's
on the
true.
coffee.
I
Wes
had
is
a long
That's a
streak.
good outlook, Wes. That's
Fascinating.
an after beach outlook. Everything's
actually, you
possible.
know what's happening with that coffee is that it's not a repeat.
TikToks?
Nice, Mark's got TikTok. Everybody's been getting streaked on with the coffee.
Mhm.
I had like 3 or 4 last week, and then the week before, or
Oh, the
maybe I
wheel
was the
is
week before, and
fair.
Pat had a bunch in a row. Yeah.
There is no
Happens,
method
streaky.
more fair than the wheel.
Okay. Now, Low Life Louis sent us all hats, and he
Oh, shit.
and he actually does like custom hat stuff. And so I've got like a nice letter from him that he sent us. But should I do it when Pat's here? Should I wait? Because I think there's a hat for all of us.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
wait.
let's wait for Pat.
Well, wait till read the letter, but can I see the hat?
Yeah, let me see that.
No, because he has an explanation for
Oh,
what it
damn
has.
it. All right.
So,
well,
but you'll have to stick around for that tomorrow, because I think there's definitely one in here. Yeah, I see Pat's name. So
okay. Well, you know
Beautiful.
what? That's
Hats.
upsetting because now I want to see what it is. But
oh,
that's
you're
fine. It's fine.
I can guarantee.
It's-
Here, look, wait.
I'll just
I'll show
shock
you
my
the top.
penis.
Hold up. I'll show you the top.
Oh,
The tops of the hats.
Wow.
Shit. The first one was
They're-
probably a
they're-
little too much.
they're like
the tops of the
customized.
hats. Okay,
They're
yeah, no, they're
customized.
sick. They're hat. He says it's a what does he call it?
The best hat.
He
in the
buys, sells, and trades vintage snapbacks.
What?
He's hooking us all up. So like,
I love a
that's what Louis
snapback.
does. Like, so these are like real finds. So
Hell, fucking yeah.
That's awesome. Well, we're gonna snap back at you tomorrow. The deep dive should be out by Wednesday. FYI, we're working through that. Like obviously you heard at the top, what's going on with Pat, and we're back on vacation, but we'll have that out by Wednesday. Fullerman Friday will be on time, and all the shows are new news now from now on. So we're back. We hope you guys have a great commute, great whatever you're doing today. Most importantly, we hope you have a great fucking day, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.